Hi students, welcome back to the video lecture of Python programming. So we are discussing the list in Python. In our last session, we have already discussed how to create a list, how to access the list elements, how to update the list elements. So today we are going to discuss some list methods. That means what are the built-in functions that we can use in the list. So if we will take the consideration into the built-in functions, we have two types of functions. First, we will discuss the functions which will return some value but does not change the list. So let us see what are the built-in functions in that category. So here we are discussing the some functions which will only return some value but it does not change the list. The list will not be modified here, simply that function will return some value. So among those functions we will discuss only two functions, that is count and index. So first let us see what is the count function and what are the syntax to use the count function. The syntax for count function is, first we will mention the list name, then count function will get added, then as an argument we will pass a value. So it will return how many number of occurrence of that value in the list that is named as a list name. Suppose take an example, I am taking a sequence 1 as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the sequence 2 will be suppose 10, 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 6, 5, 1, 16, 4, 1, 11. So these are the two lists. This is sequence 1 and sequence 2. So let us see how to use these count built-in function. So according to the syntax, first we have to mention the list name. So suppose here I am taking the sequence 1. So sequence 1 dot count. Suppose I want to return the occurrence value of 1 from sequence 1. So here I am taking 1. So this will check how many times 1 occurs in the list that is named as sequence 1. So in the sequence 1, the occurrence of 1 is only 1. So this will return me as 1. If I will go for sequence 2 dot count of 1. So this will check the sequence 2, the second list, and it will count the occurrence of 1 there. So how many 1s are there? This one, this one, this one and this one. That means 4 times 1 occurs in the sequence 2. So this will return as 4. Suppose I am writing here sequence 2 dot count of 4. So this will return me how many times 4 occurs in the sequence 2. So we have to remember this syntax. First we will mention the list name, that is sequence 2, then we are using the built-in function that is count, and we are giving a parameter that is a value, which value we are going to return the occurrence of that value in the sequence 2. So here is what 4, then we will go for checking the sequence 2, how many times 4 is there, here is the 4 and here is the 4. So there are 2 times 4 occurred in the sequence 2, so this will return as 2. Suppose here I am changing the value as 10. So how many times 10 occurs in the sequence 2? That is only 1. So this will return as 1. So the count function is used to returning the number of occurrence of a given value in a given list. The value should be given here in the parenthesis, that is actually passed as an argument to the function that is count, and the list name should be here. So this is the syntax and example of count function. So let us see the second function, that is index. So index is another built-in function. This will return the index number of a given value which appear in the first in the list. So suppose I am taking here the sequence 1 equals to 5, 10, 15, 10, 20, 64, 5, 10, 51. So, here I want to return the index value of suppose 15. Okay. So, how we can write like that, like your count, we should first mention the list name, then dot, we have to call the built-in function, that is index, and inside the parenthesis we have to give a value or give an element for which we want to return the index value. So, for example, here the sequence name is what, or the list name is what, sequence 1. So, I can write here sequence 1 dot, the function name is what, index, and I want to return the index value of 15. So, here I have to mention 15. So, what are the index value? In our last video lecture we have already discussed the index value starts from 0. So, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So, these are the index value of each and every element. So, when I am putting 15 here, so this will return the index number or index value of 15. So, index of 15 is what, 2. So, this will return me as 2. Suppose I want to return the index value of 5. So, what is the index value of 5? How many times 5 is there? 5 is of 2 times there. Here is the 5 and here is another 5. This is the index value 0 and this is the index value 6. So, which one will return to the index function? When we call this index function, this will return the index value which appear first in the list. So, we should remember that. So, which one is the first? 0 is the first. So, this will return me as 0. If I want to return the second value, suppose I want to return 6 as the index value of 5. So, how I can get that? If simply I am writing here index of 5, then it will return the first occurrence. But if there is multiple occurrence, then how we can get that second index? So, that for that we can write here sequence 1, index 5, the first occurrence is at what? 0, then I can write here 1, 2, 3 or anything. If first occurrence is 0, then I can start with 1, that means I am ignoring the first occurrence. We will start searching the index of 5 from the index number 1. So, I will skip this 0, I will go directly to the 1. From here, I am going to search which one is the index of 5. So, once I will got 5 here, the index is what? 6. So, here it will return me as 6. Suppose I want to return the index of 10. So, how many times 10 is there? So, we should know how many times the 10 should be there. So, for that I can use the count function. So, if I will use the count function, so what is the list name here? Sequence 1. Then I want to count the occurrence of 10. So, I can mention here as 10. So, this will return me as 3 because the 10 occurs 3 times in the sequence 1. Then after getting that the 10 is the 3 times occurred in the sequence 1, then I will go for searching the index value of 10. So, for that I will use that index function. Then here also I am passing the parameter as 10. So, this will return the first occurrence. Suppose I want to print the third occurrence of the 10. So, what is the third index value? So, after if I am using sequence 1 dot index 10, so this will return me the first occurrence, that is what? That is 1. But what actually we want? We want to print the third occurrence. So, second time we can go for sequence 1 index of 10, but starting from which? Starting from 2, because at the index 1 10 is there. We want the third occurrence. Then we will go for obvious searching for the index 2. So, here we will start with 2. So, this will start searching from index 2 and it will return 3. So, this is what? This is the second occurrence. but we want what? We want the third occurrence. Now we can again search for sequence 1, index 10. The second occurrence is what? At the 3 index, then we will go for 4. So we will start from index 4 and we will got the third occurrence of 10 as 7. So this will return me as 7. So this is what actually we desired. We desired the third occurrence. That means in which index the third occurrence of 10 is there. So this will return me as 7. So these two functions like count and index, they will return some value, but the list is unchanged. There should not be any change in the list. So let's see some another functions. Those are in the second category. That means they will not return any value, but the change will modified or the change will happen in the list. So the second category is it does not return any value but change the list. So in this category we have to learn the first function, that is append. Second we will go for extend. Then third we will go for insert. Fourth we will go for remove. Then fifth we will go for reverse, and next we will go for sort, and the last one is pop. So let's see what is the append function. We have already have a discussion on the append function. So the append function will insert a single value at the end of the list. Suppose here I am taking an sequence, suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I want to append or I want to insert a single value at the end of the list. So how we can get that? By using the append function. So the syntax is same, the list name dot the built-in function, that is append, and here the value suppose I am giving as 50. So this will not return anything to me, but the list will be modified. So by executing this line, the 50 will appended at the last in the list. So if I will go for printing the sequence 1, so this will return me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 50. So by executing this, 50 will get added at the end of the list. But what for extend? When we want a single value to be inserted at the end of the list, then I will go for the append function. But when we want to append or insert multiple values at the end of the list, then we will go for the extend function. Suppose I want to extend like sequence 1, extend, and here I am adding some numbers like 50, 60, 70 like this. So what will happen? Here I am taking 3 values, that is multiple elements. These elements will get added at the end of the list. So what will happen there? Again 50 will get added, 60 will get added and 70 will get added. That means this function will not return anything, but the list will be modified. So when I will go for print sequence 1, then this will return me as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50, again 50, 60 and 70. Why there are 2 50s? Because in the append function we have added a 50 at the end of the list. Then also we are using the extend function and we are adding another 50. So there will be 250. So these are the difference between the append and extend. We have to remember this. If I want to add or if my user want a single value to be added in the list at the end of the list, we cannot add any other index. Simply by using the append and extend, we will add or we are actually able to add some values at the end of the list. So what actually happen when we want to add a value at any index? So for that we have the function, that is insert function. So by using the insert function, we can add any element into another index other than the last. So suppose I am writing here sequence 1 dot insert and I want to insert 55 at the index 4. So, this is what? This is the value and this is the index number at which index we are going to add that 55. So, what are the index here? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, where we want to add 55? We want to add 55 at 4. So, what is there? There is 5. So, what will happen? Now, the sequence will get modified and the sequence 1 will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So, 0, 1, 2, 3. At the 4th index, we want to add a new value, that is 55. So, here will be 55. And what about the rest of the elements? They will shift to the right. So, here the 5 will come to here, then 50, again 50, 60 and 70. So, here is the 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So, if our index ranges from 0 to 8, after inserting another element, obvious the index will range from 0 to 9. So, how that will possible? Because at the index 4, 5 was there, previously 5 was there, now 55 will get inserted at the index 4, 5 will shifted to right, that means the 5 will go to the 5th index, 50 will get into the 6th index, 50 again will get into the 7th index, 7th index will get into the 8th index and the 8th index value will get into the 9th index. So, if I will go for printing the sequence 1, then this will return to me. So, next we will go for the remove. So, we want to remove an element from this. So, what actually happens in array? Suppose I want to remove any element. Suppose here is the array elements 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and I want to remove 3. So, what actually we were doing? We are just shifting 4 to here, 5 to here. That means 4 will come to here. So, that 3 will be get modified and 4 will be here. 5 will get into here. So, 4 will be modified, 5 will be here. But the last 5 was actually existing there. But we actually printing here to here. That means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 now. So, when we will remove any element, then I will go for printing 0 to 3. So, what about this 5? The 5 is actually existing there, but we are not printing that. So, how to remove an element? So, for that we have the remove function. So, the syntax is same, sequence 1 dot remove. Suppose I want to remove 5. So, what will happen? 5 will get removed from here. Then 50 will shifted to here. This will be 50. This 50 will be shifted here 50. This will 60 and this will 70 and nothing is here. That means the list will be squeezed. And after executing this, the sequence 1 looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 50, 50, 60 and 70. This much only. So, when we will go for printing the sequence 1, this will get printed. So, this is the remove function. Then we have the reverse function. So, reverse means what? Reverse means what? Reverse means we are alternating the index values. Suppose I want to print this or I want to reverse this sequence, then I can simply write sequence 1 dot reverse. So, what actually this means? This means we are giving the command like you have to reverse the sequence 1 and after executing this line, when I will go for print the sequence 1, so this will print me 70, 60, 50, 54, 3, 2 and 1. That means the sequence is now reversed. The last element will come to the first. Accordingly, the first element will go to the last index. So, this is the work of the reverse function. And the next function is sort. So, we know that sort means what? We are arranging the list elements in a ascending order. I am taking here another list, suppose 10, 5, 1, 15, 6, 3. Suppose this is my list and I want to sort these elements. We have some sort mechanism like bubble sort, selection sort, and all types of sort mechanism are there. We can use them, but in case of Python, we have a built-in function that is sort, that will sort all the elements in an ascending order. So when I will go for sequence 1 dot sort, so here no argument will get passed here, because we are just commanding that we have to sort the list that is named as sequence 1. And when we will go for printing the sequence 1, then this will return me as 1 will come to the first element, then 3 will come to the second, then 5 will come to the third, 6 will come to the fourth, then 10 and then 15. So these are the elements which are sorted by using the sort function. And the last function is pop. So I hope you people are known about the pop. So pop means what? Pop and push. We have already used it in stack. So pop means we are deleting or extracting an element from the stack. Like that, when we want to remove the last element of the list, then we will go for pop. So when I will use sequence 1 dot pop. So this will, now the sequence 1 is sorted. So this will remove 15 from here, and when I will go for print sequence 1, so this will return me 1, 3, 5, 6 and 10. That means the last one is removed. So let's have a revise on this. So when we are going for second category, that means we are using some built-in function, but they don't return any value, but they are capable of modifying the list. So in that category, we have first append function. This append function will append a single value at the end of the list. So what about the extend function? The extend function will append or insert multiple values, but at the end of the list. So when we want to insert some values at any index, if I want to insert a value at the 0 index, maybe at 5th index, maybe at 10th index, maybe at the last index. So for that, we have the function that is insert. By using the insert function, we can insert any element at any index. Then we have the remove. Remove means what? We can remove any element from any index. Then we have the reverse function that will reverse our list. Then we have the sort function that will sort the least element in an ascending order, and we have the pop function. So pop function means we have to remove the last element from the list. So this is all about the built-in methods in the list. Have a great time. Thank you.